welcome back to another studio vlog. If you're new here, my name is India and I am a candle maker and booktuber, and today we are going to be doing a little candle making and chit chat video for our studio vlog. So here in this video I am working on my holiday candles, and I'm getting ready not only for my holiday candles but also I think for a wholesale order too. So that is what you see me packing up in that box as well. So now I'm just taking out my jars that I use for my projects. I currently have 4-ounce jars and 8-ounce jars. In 2021, I'm not sure if I'm going to continue having 4-ounce jars. With COVID and the pandemic and everything, it's been really difficult actually to find glassware. And so I have been trying to stay ahead of when everything sells out, but I've been trying, and it just hasn't been going out very well for me. So I'm getting ready for my 4-ounce holiday candles, and so that is what I'm taking out now. I have already put safety labels on the bottom of these jars, and I've already cleaned these jars, and then I put them back in the box just so that way I don't have to have just loose jars everywhere. And so now I'm just gathering the amount that I want to make this evening. Y'all, counting can be hard. Sometimes I just wonder, how do I even count above 10? What am I doing? I was really nervous for this holiday season because it was like my first true holiday season. Having like true holiday stock and making everything and being ready to go. So, but I really wanted to have something special for the holidays and to have enough scents and enough feelings and aesthetics that I really like to use when I make candles, or when I light candles. I love them to really fit whatever mood that I'm in. So now I use furniture that I got from IKEA. Like, I feel like most people get their furniture from IKEA. Obviously the YouTube world keeps IKEA in business, and so both these tabletops are from IKEA. And then I've been using a Presto pot for some time now. Eric actually made the spout for me, or not made the spout, but put the spout in for me, so that way I could easily pour into my containers, or into my pour pitchers. Don't mind the light flashes. I have the Amazon bulbs, or the Hue bulbs, so I was changing the lighting in my room. So currently I use wick stickers, or at the time of this video I was using wick stickers. Since then I've switched over to a hot glue gun, which I've burned myself on twice, so maybe I should switch back to wick stickers. So right now I'm just going ahead and putting in the wicks that I use for these jars in the jars, so I don't just have the bag out, because I'm prone to knocking them over and not knowing which wicks were which. So I just go ahead and put them individually in the jars, and then I'll go through and I'll put the wick stickers on and center them as well. So you can see here me just taking the wick sticker and placing it in the middle and then trying to push it down nice and easy and firm so that way it doesn't move. I do get my wick stickers off of Amazon. I will have a video coming out of candle making things or tools that you can get off of Amazon. It's just a little cheaper, and then also, 2-day Prime shipping. Can't beat that. But still, I've gotten wick stickers from both Flaming Candle, which is here in Georgia, and off of Amazon. And I actually had a lot more problems with the wick stickers from the Flaming Candle than I did with the ones from Amazon, with them coming up in the middle of pouring or, not sticking very well. And so that is one of the reasons why, just the inconsistencies was one of the reasons why I decided to move to a hot glue gun. I will say for a hot glue gun, you do need like high temp hot glue gun or high temp hot glue, so that, because obviously with a candle it gets very hot and you don't want your candle when it's burning to melt the hot glue and to move it, or when you're pouring your wax to heat up the hot glue and allow your wick to move again as well. The other thing about wick stickers are all these little pieces of paper get everywhere, and then I'm constantly throwing them away and trying to keep some sort of tidiness, but they end up in everything and everywhere. So I use an infrared thermometer to keep my temperatures, to know how hot my wax is for melting and pouring. And I got mine, I think, at Home Depot or something like that, something I could easily get. Of course, you can probably find them on Amazon. I didn't like the normal thermometers, the ones you stick straight into your wax, because if you don't use a thermometer correctly, you could just be touching, because you don't want to touch the bottom of the pour pitcher, you don't want to touch the sides, you only want to touch the wax. And so I just found the infrared one to be the most consistent for me, but it's definitely going to be a personal preference on what you want. If you've ever watched candle making videos, then a heat gun is imperative to just making sure that you have beautiful tops by the end of it all. I think I got this heat gun also from Home Depot. I think I spent a little bit more money on this one. It wasn't expensive, but it wasn't the cheapest version either, mainly because it had different heat settings, so I could make it a little warmer or a little cooler depending on what I'm using it for. And then also it has when you turn it off, it'll goes into cooling mode for 3 minutes to make sure that you don't burn yourself after using it, because it can get very hot, and I liked being able to have the temperature adjustment of this as well. Some people take their wick clips off when they heat gun the top. I like to keep mine on, so that way I make sure that it does stay centered after I've melted down the top to try and cool them off, so that way they don't move. Also, your wicks, like cotton wicks, do have like a wax around them that if you heat them up too much, it will melt, which does kind of affect the top part of the burn. So just something to think about as well. And I just noticed if I keep the wick clip on, or whatever wick centering device I'm using, it helps protect that top part from becoming frayed or burnt or anything like that. So my holiday scents smell so good. Oh my god, they smell so good. Some of them are just like the coziest scents ever. So obviously I use a kitchen scale, so that's what I'm using now. I got tired of using like a 2-pour method, essentially, of using like a small cup and then pouring that into my bigger cup. So now I just pour what I need straight into my pour pitcher, and I put it on the scale and measure from there. And now, so I can actually keep up with how much fragrance oil I'm using, especially for inventory purposes, I finally had a light bulb moment, and I write each time I use a fragrance, I write how much fragrance oil I use on the side of the bottle, and it just makes things so much easier for me. So now it is time to pour my candles. I honestly don't remember which fragrance I'm pouring, but I feel like it was probably Cozy Cabin or Snowed In, because those two, oh my god. They're my absolute favorites. Like, I can't even say that they weren't. They were my favorite. I love having them in wax melts. Most of the time I try and make candles in batches of 6. Sometimes if I'm doing the 4-ounce ones, I'll do them a little bit larger. But I think since this batch was so large, I must have been working on my wholesale order. And these were probably Black Girl Magic candles for a wholesale order I had. But most of the time I do, well, not most of the time, I do make my candles in small batches. So that way I can make sure that they stay like quality controlled. I have everything together. I can make sure everything is just how I want it and just how it needs to be. And it just makes things easier for me to make sure that everything is how it's supposed to be. I use these wick clips. I know some people use clothespins, some people use popsicle sticks, some people use like chip clip bag chip clips. I'm not saying that right. But people use all different types of things to keep their wick centered. I got these off of Amazon, most likely in a huge quantity, for pretty cheap. The trick with these, though, you do have to pull your wick not too tight, but just tight enough, and then that the bar won't move off from the center. If your wick is too loose, it will definitely move from the center, and you have to watch them, because as your candle is drying, the wax might move your wick off from center, and you don't want that to happen, because well, I hope you enjoyed this type of studio vlog. It's a little different than what I normally do, but I kind of like the format, where you just guys kind of get to watch what I'm doing, and then I get to overlay it and just make sure that it's not incredibly too long. So, guys, don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below. Don't forget to hit that bell notification button. Don't forget to follow me on all the social medias and check out my shop. And until next time, keep turning the pages.